This is the Big Chillin Podcast.
Welcome back to the Smooth Brain Podcast. We're gonna speculate on some things
Yeah.
for about an hour and a half
Welcome
or
back
2 hours.
to random speculation. Of
Speculation, nonsensical discussion,
Yeah.
just anything that comes up. I guess I don't know. I'll just say it.
Yeah.
We should have
Just
gone to
saying,
Rockville.
Yeah.
If you want, yeah, I'm not gonna say if you want to get pissed on, go to Rockville. That's not really what it's known for, but
I
it is now.
guarantee.
It kind of is now.
Yeah, if they come back. What was the
God.
band?
It was Brass Against. Their lead
Brass
singer, whose name is Sophia something.
Mhm.
I just saw an article the one more. I got up. I was like, I'm feeling some articles.
Yeah, what
Let's
happened to
look at some
Rockville?
things. What happened to Rockville? I was thinking about going
Yeah.
to that concert. It was a cool Thursday.
Finally,
Or,
the weather.
Yeah, it must have been cold. That would have been a great concert to go to, but for a number of reasons. Number one, this
Number one.
I don't know how this happened. Did the guy just get up there and lay down and ask?
Yeah,
for
well, I
this?
mean, I haven't seen the footage yet, but
I don't know if you
from
want
what
to.
you
Honestly,
described,
I was like,
like it's borderline disturbing to
the
watch.
way they described it was one way, and then I clicked on the link.
It was incorrect description.
It was mildly just. It was not like, it wasn't just someone pissing on someone. This
just-
was gallons.
It was like
This was a fire hose. This was
like a deluge.
yeah. This was different. This is like Peter Benchley could not have would probably write pages about it
Wow.
in description.
Wow.
But like, I don't know if people should see it.
That's
Because, like,
hilarious.
it was like, okay, I'm just gonna lay down here and then
Yep.
mid song, mind you. So maybe that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. It was in the moment.
They just read
The
each other
song is
perfectly.
going. They read each other. They looked each other in the eye, and he said,
It's
"I'm
on.
laying down. You know what's going on. I
Yeah.
know what's going on. Some wet
Yeah.
work here.
And-
Search the back pages for some wet work."
Yep. And she heard it through the loud music and her earplugs that are electric, I guess,
Yeah.
to like cancel out the sound. But yeah, that is
She just like kind of bent over and started peeing on this guy's
Yeah.
face, like
that's fan devotion
for a
right
lot
there, I
of
mean.
time. Like it didn't stop.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing
This guy was
is,
waterboarding.
P-board. How far into the concert was it though?
Dude, I don't know, but if it was the first song, that would.
If she already has to pee so fucking bad.
that was the other thing. She must have had to pee so
Yeah.
bad.
And that guy was like, "I'm the toilet."
She maybe that's another thing. That's how it could have started. She could have gotten up there and said, "Man, I gotta take this,"
Yeah.
and he was like, "Right here."
Any reason to do it? I guess she had to pee that bad at that point. Like, any reason?
Maybe
to
it
do
was
would be-
rehearsed before, or not rehearsed, but like talked about beforehand that this would happen.
He was like, I just wonder if it's part of this show because, like,
In the '80s, you
Yeah.
could do that, and people would
Yeah.
talk about it,
you could, like, pee on the audience.
and you might get like people will talk about it, but there's no evidence. There's nothing. There's
Yeah.
only that eyewitness
story.
report. Now it's in 4K.
Yeah, 4K P.
It is in 4K, and like
Yeah.
probably a bunch of videos. Parents probably brought their kids. They're on their shoulders. And they're like, let's see. This is like an orchestral
That's a
band.
good band,
Let's
yeah.
go watch. They do like covers of other great songs.
Wait.
or
Oh yeah, the
something.
orchestral. So it's
I
not
don't- maybe
even
not orchestral. It was called Brass Against. I think they do. They might do their own stuff, but I don't know. If I was a kid and I saw that, I'd probably laugh.
Yeah, we think it's.
If
fine.
I was a
Like,
person, if I was there with all my friends, I'd be laughing my ass off.
I'd be laughing very hard.
That's an experience that you don't
Yeah.
forget.
And now, like, when they're just sitting around as a band, like 30 years from now, if they're still
I think
together,
the other band members were like, we had no idea that was gonna happen. That was all her, and we apologize.
That's
They were
pretty
like,
hilarious.
we don't know what went on.
Yeah, she's just nuts. I don't know.
Yeah.
Front woman stuff. We don't
Um,
know. We're kind of just
That's
here.
the thing. If you're the singer, you can get away with that type
We're
of stuff.
paid to like play the instruments and that, so we don't really actually know her.
They were like, we had no idea what was gonna happen. We just kept. Imagine if they stopped playing.
Yeah, I mean, I'd keep playing, but like,
Like,
maybe.
maybe we should show the video. We can bleep out,
Yeah, 'cause
or like we can put a shape over the
Yeah.
main attraction,
like a cone.
just so we could see like everybody else's reaction.
Yeah, 'cause
Maybe I should do that.
I
I
haven't
don't
seen
know.
it.
I feel like it's still probably the act is what would not be okay to show?
Well, I mean, the thing is, if it's consensual and there's no assault going on here,
Yeah, that's a good point.
like,
It was
it's not-
maybe
it's
it
not
wasn't. Maybe
porn.
he was just laying down on stage.
And he wasn't expecting that at all. Did he
I don't
react
know.
in a way that showed he wasn't expecting it?
Sadly,
Did he just keep on?
he didn't move
didn't
a
move,
muscle.
yeah.
He
So-
was like,
It's a fun time for you.
no, I don't know what
Canada.
was going on. It had to be hot. It had to be like,
Nothing like some hot piss to cool you down.
maybe he was cold. Maybe he had hypothermia. Maybe his face was stung by a jellyfish
Yeah.
in the bay. Because, well, actually, it wasn't in Jacksonville this time. It's in Daytona.
Oh,
So there was
like-
no water around. There was no jellyfish. He doesn't have that excuse.
Yeah, so there's no. He just likes. Well, his excuses. He just
He likes front woman piss.
Yeah, front woman pee. Wow, that's.
And I guess that's like that's what could go right at a festival. You know,
Yeah.
Travis Scott takes some notes.
Yeah, typically, there's a sinkhole, I guess, that opens up and the people trample each other. And then, at Rockville, typically, there's a medical tent when people pass out because it's 114 degrees out or
Yeah,
whatever.
because they decide to have it in June
97,
every year.
yeah. 100,000 degrees in June, so. But, the medical people get paid, so I guess
Yeah,
it's profits
and
for
people
them.
aren't gonna boycott the festival because
Yes, they're
then
pussies. They're going to go.
then like 200 people are gonna get to see Metallica,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh wait, I'll go for it. But that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
if the demand is there, they're not gonna ever stop
No.
putting it in the summer. And I guess summer festivals are good, but not in Florida.
Yeah, no thanks. Not unless you literally have,
A
a
chick to
gallon
piss
of
on you, I
water
guess.
behind your back.
I don't know.
Some pee.
That is disturbing. I saw a guy in a wheelchair crowd surfing when Def Leppard was at Rockville.
And that was
No pee.
That was crazy.
No pee. And every time they show one of these bands, when the Travis Scott thing happened, there was hundreds of videos of here's this rock band stopping their concert
That was
mid-show,
weird.
mid-song, stopping the momentum of the song and not caring to save a person.
Yeah,
Um,
it's bizarre.
I don't know what the excuse was from. He's like, it's my new album.
Yeah, or you never know what the crowd is doing. It's fucking
yeah.
thousands of people there. I mean, they're all gonna be
Avenged
crazy.
Sevenfold stopped the concert
Yeah.
in the middle of a song
There's
at the
better
last
wherewithal.
Rockville I went to.
That's
and
better
they-
awareness.
Told the crowd to move aside. They basically parted the crowd for an ambulance to get through to this person who, I don't know, had passed out or something. But
Yeah, they'll listen to him.
yeah, but
Yeah,
the
I
guy
know.
with all the control on
It's
that
dark.
stage is Travis Scott.
It's dark though. I mean, in his defense, it
It
was,
was dark at Rockville.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
When Avenged Sevenfold was there?
Yeah, there's
Okay,
plenty
well,
of lights out there, lights on the crowd.
You're
It's
right,
just,
yeah.
but there is a shitload of people in there
Yeah.
moving. It's hard to. The only thing that could get him to stop is maybe stopping the song.
Yeah, and also, he could just be literally creation from the record companies and not give a fuck about fans or anything. So
People were saying he doesn't have any control of the concert, and it's like he does as the person with the microphone, but
it's up to the venue.
he can't stop
really.
the track from
Yeah.
playing because there's no instruments.
Yeah, he doesn't have control of that.
He can't. I mean, he could go back and I don't know,
Pull the
maybe
plug.
he could say something in the microphone stop the song.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's in control. Well, it's like the venue's, the venue's job to supply, or is it? I don't know. Is it the
I don't
venue's
know.
job to supply security? I don't think so.
Maybe security,
Probably
but
pays for it.
if there's someone, we've had clear evidence of people stopping their
Yeah.
show and saying "fuck yeah." Is there no important person in history today?
I guess not.
What's
Wow.
going on?
Wow.
I go on the Google thing to get excited
Yeah.
every morning about who's going to be
Yeah.
the person.
No one now.
Um,
Not even anyone.
do I have to type in on this day in history? Come on, Google. What happened today?
Nothing.
Factual is on historychannel.com.
The aliens
This day in
showed up.
history, November 16th, Francisco Pizarro traps the Incan emperor. Wait, what?
Oh, great.
What do you do? Spanish? Spanish
Oh,
a
no.
trap on the Incan? Oh, you don't want that. Uh-oh.
That's probably not real.
What is this? Subscribe. I
Money?
refuse.
Did you have a channel? Fucking.
If I would subscribe to this, put it on TV.
You're on network television. You're like, so subscribe, give us money.
Feast in the Emperor's honor opens fire on the unarmed Incans. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Oh no, yeah, the Spaniards were terrible for that whole region. We know. Yeah, it wasn't cool stuff that they did with.
Well,
them.
at least they forced him to convert to Christianity before killing him.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Well,
They care about him.
Well, he was gonna go to hell if they just killed him.
Also on this day, I was looking for something a little more upbeat.
Little, yeah.
Here, Joseph Goebbels publishes his Screed of Hate. What happened? Did anything good happen on
Screed of
November
Hate?
16th in history?
So this incel Joseph Goebbels is like, I fucking hate people. I'm gonna write.
Vietnam War.
Well, nothing. That's why Google was like, no, we'll just let people search.
Well,
it
they
out if
didn't have
really
to pick
wanna
the
know.
60s, 70s. There was other
Yeah.
times. Okay.
Or like the whenever they.
Fyodor Dostoevsky is sentenced to death.
Cool. Again, nice.
What did he do?
times.
Anti-government activities led
Of
to a
course.
radical intellectual group. So,
Yeah.
um, linked to a radical intellectual group. Oh, okay. The
Radical
first Harry Potter
intellectuals.
film opens.
There we go.
November 16th, 2001. There we go. Now we're getting something good.
Not really that long ago, but okay. It's not. Is it, I guess it's
On this day in history, it's
25
previous-
years ago.
It's previous November 16th.
Jesus, dude, 25 years ago.
Yeah, Harry Potter, the masterpiece, came out.
Jesus
Yeah, and the book came out even before that.
Christ.
Also, Ed Gein killed his final victim on November 16th, I guess.
Literally, why are they trying to say that he's a serial? He killed 2 people. That's not serial.
But didn't he have a bunch of people under his house or something?
Not that he killed. They died of natural causes, and he dug them up. Okay. I mean, it's
Oh.
crazy. It's crazy. He's a.
I was
psycho.
like, they died of natural causes under his house?
They died. Yeah, he
That's
put
what
him
I was,
there.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? He put him under there?
No,
They died?
he would like.
All he did was...
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Well, he
No,
wanted.
but
he killed
he
someone.
got
Yeah.
people that were already killed to do his stuff.
Yeah. What he would do is he'd read.
Grave robbing.
Yeah, he'd read the obituaries and he'd rob the graves and then he'd reupholster his house with their body parts and stuff.
What the
And
fuck?
then one time, I guess he was like, you know what? I'm gonna try killing someone myself. I don't know if he.
He didn't like it.
I can't. I think he like walked into a store and literally shot a woman in the head. This is the 50s, so you could just do that. But like, he just dragged her out. And then the cop, a cop that found him or whatever that found the place, was.
he found all the other stuff?
Yeah. Then
Lucky
so
guy.
he got that woman, and then he got another woman who was the mother of a police officer, and then the cop found his mom dressed
Norman
dressed
Bates
like a
style,
deer.
yeah. That's where they got that whole thing.
Hunting terms. But
Well-
yeah, that's so 2 people. I mean, that's not really. It's not serial. Like a Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
That's
That's a serial killer, yeah.
absolutely.
But what else has happened is that the Sorcerer's Stone
Wow.
was the first one that came out. And it's actually called the Philosopher's Stone. But they changed it to Sorcerer's Stone because Americans would not know what a philosopher was.
Yeah, and plus
big of a-
philosophers are
no.
dangerous against like
I-
whatever.
I guess they just
ideology.
decided to
Yeah.
change the name when they made the movie.
Philosophy-
Sorcerer is cooler than philosopher.
Yeah,
If you're
philosophy's
trying to
not
get
that
people
important,
interested in a movie about magic.
Yeah,
But I guess it was the Philosopher's Stone.
it's pretty weird.
That was the one that made people live or whatever.
What if like
That's the one that Voldemort wanted.
yeah, he was like gonna rebuild his body.
Another one of
with
his
it.
get rich quick plans.
Yeah, one of
get
his
alive
things
quick
real
plans.
quick. Yeah, get whole body quick plans.
He had one in every movie, and it was always something elaborate.
Yeah, it's a pretty good
Classic
scheme.
Voldemort.
And it's funny how Wormtail. Let's just get into this. Funny
It's
how
amazing.
Wormtail.
Just how
Yeah.
all of these moving parts are going
Yeah,
in this book, how she created this universe.
yeah,
And all of the stuff needs to happen
yep,
in order for the Triwizard Cup to...
yeah.
I don't know. There was just so much.
That needs to happen for the
Creativity.
movie to work.
It's crazy.
But like the thing I would have is a question for or
For
as I
J.K.
guess-
Simmons,
Yeah, that guy.
who wrote
J.
Harry
Jonah
Potter.
Jameson. He would. Why did Wormtail, who obviously just
Mhm.
doesn't care about Harry Potter because he cuts him with a knife,
Yep.
he cuts his own hand off.
All the
as
way.
Like all the way, whole thing.
No hesitation.
Yeah, nothing. No hesitation at all. Real devotion to give like some flesh, and then meanwhile, for the same thing, he
Flesh
takes
of
Harry
Harry
Potter
Potter.
and he like cuts his wrist a little, gets a drop of blood.
I think he knew Harry Potter
Yeah.
was not as hardcore. I
That's
don't know why.
hardcore.
What the hell?
He's not as hardcore.
It's not as hardcore.
I guess he's hardcore.
Hard?
Yeah.
I'm
Why'd
in the
you-
Harry Potter cinematic universe right now. Like hardcore.
Fucking
Cool.
Voldemort comes out. He's like, "Why did you cut off your whole hand, Wormtail, when you could have easily taken Harry Potter's?"
And you only cut him a little bit.
And but
He's
we
the guy
can't-
we hate.
Yes, we hate him. You could have literally pricked your finger and squeezed a little bit of blood out, or a toenail. A toenail.
You've
at
done
one
a
time.
lot.
You didn't need to give your hand.
Yeah. You cut your finger off just to disappear, and then now you cut off your hand.
Also, you didn't have to turn into a rat. You could have fucking got a
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, he's like, but I'm hardcore.
Yeah,
Like,
that was his.
oh,
That was Wormtail's thing. He was hardcore. He was a little bit weird, a little off,
Yeah, he's,
but he was bullied a lot, I think, by Harry Potter's dad.
Oh shit,
along
he's
with
one of the.
Snape.
Yeah, and that too. It's like Harry Potter's dad. These are just bullies. These are just
Conflicting
victims.
characters. She didn't make all the characters.
Yeah.
She didn't make his parents perfect people.
Which is a fascinating thing. His
Yeah.
dad was kind of a dick.
His dad
Yeah.
was, I guess, conflicted with that whole bullying thing.
A lot of it seemed like just, victims of bullying getting back at Harry for what his dad did, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's
because,
like, what if Voldemort was like just bullied a lot? Well,
Snape.
here's the thing: a lot of people are bullied.
Yeah.
Not all of those people end up being a dark wizard trying to be a
Yeah.
Hitler guy.
So,
So
keep
there's
on
always
bullying.
that.
Keep bullying, it'll work out most of the time.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
It's not like every single victim will just turn into a fucking guy who everyone hates. A guy who's a dude or whatever they say in the NFL.
Also, 1776, November 16th. General Wilhelm von Kniphausen.
Yep.
Maybe it was Silent K.
It's when the U.S. government took over.
Yeah.
In
The
1776.
Hessian mercenaries.
Insane.
And 5,000 redcoats lay siege to Fort Washington at the northern end of the highest point of Manhattan Island. Could you imagine?
And you have a
Like-
musket and a tomahawk?
Yeah, and you're like,
Like,
actually,
okay.
you're just sitting there running at a fort
Yeah.
when you could be just gathering berries.
Yeah, you could just not even give a shit about any of that.
Hunting a
Utilize
deer
the
and,
miles and miles, hundreds of miles actually, of other land.
There was so much land at that point. If you were still fighting for
Yeah.
the colonials on the coast, what were you doing?
Yeah, and you're fighting for the East Coast too, so that's not even the best one.
They didn't even get to
Yeah.
the West Coast and they were fighting for it. Imagine if they discovered the West first.
They would have been so greedy. I mean, they would have killed literally. They would have literally killed them instead of just sneezing on them and stuff.
And I don't even know
Like,
too much about the Native Americans from the West Coast. But
Maybe they
there
could
was
have
a
been.
lot.
Well, it's like the Navajo and all those guys.
The West
Yeah.
Coast?
I mean, in that West Midwest,
Midwest,
not
yeah,
West
yeah.
Coast, but
You're right,
the-
you're right.
Not right there, like Mexico area, Navajo, and then I don't know who goes out there.
Hmm.
Comanches, I don't know. I have no fucking idea.
I don't know, but
Chippewa.
I'd like to go out there. I want to see some mountains and some. I like the cool lakes. They're different colored than the lakes we have.
Yeah, it's
They're
pretty
powdered-
crazy how
Powder green or something.
Yeah,
What's
they're
that?
literal
in there?
the color of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty neat.
What's in that shit?
We have brown and
Alligators.
sometimes blue if the sun is out in the oceans. And spring, we have springs here, but it's clear, somewhat blue. And alligators. That's the thing. Diving in one of those lakes, like Lake Tahoe or whatever.
Mm.
There's nothing in there, so you just swim to the middle. I mean,
Yeah, I wouldn't be
but,
afraid. I mean, yeah, I would still
still
probably be a
scary,
little
but-
afraid. But there's no sharks in there.
yeah, or
sort of,
alligators or
maybe.
anything, pike.
Unless any rivers feed into Lake Tahoe from the ocean.
I don't think there are bull sharks on the West Coast anyway.
That's
so
true.
it's fine.
They're only in
Yeah.
Florida and Iowa.
Yeah, and Mississippi, and
I don't know if you saw this, but another person came out with documents alleging more wrongdoing against Meta.
Oh,
So they have changed their name to no.
That's what-
They have since changed their name to another thing, and that is the talk of the town.
Is that
I was like Zeta,
Yeah.
Jetta. I don't know what they were gonna call it, but
But this was
is that a
their-
website?
I don't even.
Can we go to
know.
meta.com
I think
and
Meta's just
post pictures and weird political stuff?
Are they the owners? Yeah, and memes about Zuckerberg. Are they is that just the
Meta.com.
IP owner? I guess.
I think that's just what they. Oh, this is what happens when you go to meta.com. Connection is evolving, and so are we. Who we are, what we
That's
build,
scary.
our actions, our community. Is this just Mark Zuckerberg's latest thing?
I think this is the latest ploy to distract people from the fact that Facebook, made so much money, kind of manipulating society into hating each other a little
See,
bit more.
These were the memes that came out,
Yeah.
basically from this, where he was
Standing there.
talking like a robot to another person who's talking like a robot, and them doing they hear a doorbell and they're like, that must be the bell of the door, and I don't know what it was.
Whoa. All right, you're acting like humans for this commercial, guys. Just remember.
Are we
this
gonna
is
get
it.
copyrighted for this? If we do,
Oh,
it's not
great.
important in this sucks
Teleport to a
anyway.
private bubble to be alone.
I think he might.
You're gonna be
yeah,
able
he
to
might
bring
come after us.
things.
He's like, look, this is gonna be
Ugh.
the metaverse.
Blah blah on your own. So.
Here it is. Are you?
Imagine you put on your glasses or headset and you're
No.
instantly in
You
your
have
home
your
space.
cool house.
It has parts of your physical home
Yep.
recreated
There
virtually.
it
It
is.
has
And your
things that are
physical
only
home
possible
is merely
virtually.
a closet or a bathroom.
Yeah, and it can look like
And it
you're
has an
inside your
incredibly
shitty
inspiring view of
dystopian
whatever
apartment
you
that
find
doesn't
most
have
beautiful.
any paint on
Basically,
it.
you can have the view
Yeah.
of his interior
Yeah.
from your house.
There you go. Pretend you're rich instead of actually striving to be that way. Hi, I'm Mark Zuckerberg. Can I have
Hey,
some blood
are
from
you
the
coming?
bottle, please?
Yeah, just
Not
gotta find
everywhere.
somewhere.
Hard.
Yeah. Are you coming? Actually, everywhere. And
Did
here's
he
your
think we would
desirable
joke
body
about that?
shape.
Put on an astronaut suit on your me
Yeah.
character that lives in your window.
Yeah, you can make a fake character so you can.
Mark,
Oh,
hey, what's
wow.
Hi.
What's up, Mark?
This way you can
This
forget
is how you
all
hang out
about
with your
that
friends.
pesky climate change stuff that's going on.
Don't open the door. It's not safe.
Open the door, yeah. Forget about how the rich are just mining your data forever. Look at this cool world.
And it comes with a connectable IV for nutrients if you
There
don't
you
ever want to leave.
So you can just sit down and stay in the metaverse forever.
Now let's see. Do they have anything impressive though?
Yeah, is
What
there
else can you
anything
do
Cool?
in the meta? He's calling T-Pain. That's right next to Vin Diesel and Dad.
Wow.
What the hell is that?
You can hang out with all of your favorite
Whoa,
people.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
They're going to be living 3D representations of you. Your expressions, your gestures, that are going to make interactions much richer than anything that's possible online today.
It's almost as good
You'll
as real
probably have
reality.
a photorealistic avatar for work, a stylized one for hanging out, and maybe even a fantasy
you
one for
go.
gaming.
Yeah.
You're going to have a wardrobe of virtual clothes for different occasions, designed
So
by
you-
different
even if you
creators
can't
and
afford
from
regular
different apps
clothes.
and experiences. Importantly, you should be able to bring your avatar and digital items across different apps and experiences in the metaverse.
What is that? He hasn't explained the metaverse though.
There's your
It's something
homes.
that takes your mind over once you
Let's
get
move
inside
on
of it, so you're
from
an
some of
endless
these
slave in the
basic
metaverse, so you have to
concepts
actually
and
work a
people
real
Well,
job again.
let's hear. This is the part that I was talking about, where they're like, I hear a doorbell. Hold on. Let's just hear them for a little bit.
Hit this section.
I mean, it's like a game. It's
The
cool.
close one. You want to go?
Oh, there he is doing his.
Alright.
Building
Okay.
and gaming
So
creators.
this chick,
can
they're
keep
like, let's
creating.
put her in a leather
Now, Deb
jacket.
from our studios team
Cool.
is joining me. Deb, do you want to take us through some of the exciting games in the pipeline for Quest?
Absolutely. Over the years, we've had the opportunity to work with
this is
incredible
I love
developers
this.
like Vertigo Games, the studio behind fan favorite Arizona Sunshine.
I love Arizona Sunshine. That
Black
game
Mirror.
basically got me and my friends through the first few months of the pandemic.
That's
Wow,
awesome.
you can deal with
If
your
you enjoyed
issues
that,
through
Mark,
this.
I think you'll be excited that we're
Fuck you,
partnering with
Mark.
Vertigo on 5 more great games from Deep Silver
Oh my
and
God.
others. We'll share more about this lineup very soon.
Nice. What else is coming?
Well, the metaverse is constantly evolving. So one of the most important aspects will be live service games that launch updates and new downloadable content regularly, like Echo VR, Beat Saber, Onward, Pistol Whip,
Yeah, we should
and
probably
more.
stop.
I love all
We're
those.
focused on this
Gee,
a
those are
lot.
my games that I like.
Wow.
I'm joining the metaverse.
Or if
You
you're
can get a
studying earth
virtual
science,
surgery.
Go to like a
Yeah. And once the
I'm just
ocean
gonna
is
skip
dead,
30 minutes in
Sensors.
and
So that's
Oh,
going to be a
what's
big
going on
step
here?
forward for social presence.
Oh, it's a
and
big story
I'm
for
really glad
social
that we're
presence.
focused
Hear
on
this.
making it inclusive
instead of just
for
showing
hear
up at a
this.
place.
Now, what about unlocking more mixed reality experiences? I mean,
Yeah, so you
imagine
confuse
working
reality.
at your virtual desk with multiple screens while seeing your real desk so clearly that you can pick up a pen and write notes without taking your headset off. Or, you're doing a workout with a virtual instructor in your living room.
It's going to be so cool. We're already seeing the potentials of these kinds of experiences today as people are building for our pass-through API.
well, they had me at
But with
it's gonna
game-
be so cool.
Yeah, I mean,
That's good enough for me, and that's it's gonna be so cool. It's good enough for a lot of
Yeah.
people, because we're talking about technology. I mean,
Yep.
we're gonna use it,
And
we're
this is
gonna
only
like it, and when they innovate things like that, we like them,
Yeah.
and we're gonna use it.
Yeah. And why fix the real world when you could just make a better fake one?
Yeah, I mean, he's a developer, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know.
But yeah, it's
certainly,
just funny.
can I where do we get that? Walmart?
Yeah, you get meta.
Where can I get a meta?
I'm here to get my better world than this one. It's at Walmart.
That'll be $200. Now I don't know how much it costs. How much does the meta glasses or the
Only
meta headset?
$7 million.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, none of those games look that good.
I bet you could run it on a credit program.
It kind of looks like a better Wii.
Yeah. You could pay off the game by working in the virtual reality. So you work in the real world and then reality.
It's kind of like a
Virtual reality.
yeah, like a Wii lifestyle. That's WII.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, maybe you could do that.
yeah, I
with
mean,
some metaverses.
if you need to escape from literal reality for a while.
Yeah, a lot of people like doing that in different ways, and this is just
Yeah,
another
it's pretty
way.
Cool.
That's pretty cool. You could do that.
I see no problems with this at all in the future.
Me neither. Technology. I was reading about. I don't know what I was looking at on YouTube. It was like something about. It's like a scientific video of some kind.
Mhm.
But someone was talking about how technology is literally as fragile as what it's made of.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, you're right. We could have one solar flare and all this shit would be turned back into sand.
Yep.
Or like something like that, where it all just gets kind of turned back into the element that it was. and then there's no sign of a civilization here. That would
Yeah,
suck.
'cause people only know how to argue with each other on social
Thing is,
media.
it's only made of. This stuff is only made of what we have just like repurposed
Yeah.
all of the metals into what we wanted, which is very cool if you look at it that way.
Yeah.
But what were we
Very
talking about
neat.
with gas? There was something about like gas prices recently. Are they high?
Yeah, and people like blame the president or whatever. But when
Yeah,
it's a
it's like-
Republican president, you're not allowed to blame the
Yeah,
president.
that has nothing to do
Yeah.
with the.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's inflating. Thanks,
Yeah.
Joe.
Thanks, President,
Uh,
who controls inflation. Like,
I didn't see that he switched the
I don't
inflation
think so.
switch on,
yeah,
but people are pointing at
stimulus.
now government spending as if that's a problem now.
Yeah, when the military was taking up like $780 billion, that's not that's not government spending.
That's not government spending. The bailouts that they've had to the rich, the
All necessary.
transfer of wealth up to the only the richest people.
They
that
worked
didn't do
harder.
anything. They worked hard. They deserve it.
They started
It's
the
as simple
idea.
as that.
They get everything. You didn't start an idea.
It
No
doesn't
life
matter
for
if
you.
There's labor involved.
Yeah.
They had the idea.
Yeah, and you get to use humans to get to your idea more.
And you get
yeah.
to get tax breaks from those
Yeah.
humans in order to do your little
Yeah.
projects that
Boom.
end up making you those billions of dollars.
Yeah.
And then you get to say it's yours and you don't have to
Yeah.
give it back at all.
Pretty cool. I
It's a
mean,
nice
I
system.
gotta say that's a pretty awesome, thing they've got set up.
Yeah.
And,
But I mean, I'm just a smooth brain guy.
yeah, I'm an
So
idiot.
like I don't know.
yeah,
I don't really know
I just
anything, but I
didn't
can
start
admit
it. I'm
that.
jealous.
I like joking around.
Yeah, it's fun.
I like being silly.
Yep.
and
I like being
And,
silly.
like,
I'm a fun guy. I'm
I'll
smart.
just get in the metaverse and do some silly stuff.
Yeah, just who knows?
Yeah. Who knows what could happen in the metaverse?
Yeah, a lot of cool
You
stuff.
could even, I don't know, find food
Yeah.
somewhere in there and like figure out that it's fake.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you
You're
can
like-
eat some holographic meatloaf or whatever.
Yeah, or like whatever Karen was making for plankton.
Hilarious. Yeah.
Holographic meatloaf again.
Holographic meatloaf again.
Thanks.
You can't afford food. Here's some holographic meatloaf for the metaverse. There you go. Virtual calories.
Yeah. It's a lot like the Matrix.
Yeah, except
But
like
except the Matrix was
bubblier.
you didn't know.
Yeah, except you didn't know. This time
They
you
had
know,
the
but
AI
eventually-
had the wherewithal to and the I guess the generosity to not let us know that we were in there the
Yeah.
whole time. They're like another thing with the Matrix. If this is a giant I mean not giant, but if it's a super smart AI,
super duper smart.
super duper smart, wouldn't they have moved on from human batteries?
It seems that yes.
But at
Geothermal.
the same time,
You know?
I don't know if they had the like it's not. I guess blatantly said that it's an all-knowing and a
Yeah.
genius. Maybe it's mirroring the thing that made it,
Mm-hmm.
and potentially is not infallible and is not the AI that we would perceive it to be. So maybe it's not that cut and dry that it would just figure out fusion
Yeah.
and not need human batteries and then just leave.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting, though. I mean, obviously, the humans for it were a problem, so that's a way
Yeah.
to get rid of them and use them at the same time. But they could
But
have
it
just
seems
gone
like
for, like,
the
geothermal.
AI was programmed with some deep psychological trauma.
Yeah,
to
they
then
used
enslave
it as
the,
a computer child or
yeah.
whatever.
But I guess, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it just didn't have a concept of that sort of thing.
Yeah, and I guess couldn't really use geothermal because they mentioned that the human body produces electricity and whatever BTUs of heat, so they would need heat and I guess. But then wouldn't it find a way to convert the heat to electricity?
Probably.
Because that's what we already do. So it's kind of well. Hold on.
It's supposed to be smarter than us.
It's late '90s CGI, so let's calm
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. Let's calm down. Let's calm down.
Let's just
Women wrote it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, two dudes wrote it. I think.
Yeah.
Or women. I don't
I
know.
have no idea.
Maybe the
But
second one.
also, I guess we like sort of talked about that with the prophecy with Neo.
Yeah.
Maybe now this is just a hypothetical. It's a maybe. It's a speculation. It's not.
Yeah.
I don't want to anger any Matrix
We might.
metas out there.
Matrix metas.
Metatards. I don't know. We're gonna have to like call people to like. We got to somehow ridicule this and take it down a peg. I guess as
Yeah,
a
yeah.
society when somebody does something impressive.
Yeah.
when somebody does something.
Yeah. But yeah,
Uh,
the AI did just copy humanity in finding a finite resource. Well, actually, no, humanity is not finite. You just keep farming more. So even worse,
That's true.
we hitch
They,
on
but
to
they
oil.
kept that going, and
Yeah.
it's so. It takes up a lot of space.
Like
it's kind of
humans.
messy.
Yeah,
It's very messy.
that's the thing.
Uh,
A lot of goo.
yeah. Where
What's up
they?
with the
They
goo?
gotta have machines for goo
You
production.
got goo machines.
They gotta think about goo production. You don't have to think about that when you just do fusion.
Yeah, no goo involved.
Or maybe it discovered that we can't do that fusion shit.
Yeah, so it's like, damn, I guess we need to stick with the goo and people. Oh well. But yeah, I mean, it was a pretty streamlined process.
It's
they
like the
figured out.
AI stooped to our level, sort of.
It kind of is. So I mean, that's kind of also a concept to expect. Like, if we human beings, like the smartest ones,
Mhm.
create that, wouldn't it be only able to like logic and reason up to that point if they created?
That
it? Who
is
knows?
an argument, but when you talk to one of the people that are in development for these types of things, they're like, "Oh no, we can do some things."
God damn.
Or yeah, we're just trying to be the first, so this other company doesn't mess up everything. Or
That's a good way to do that for that. I think.
yeah.
Good way to achieve that. Be first, not
Yeah.
think of like issues that it could
Yeah,
have.
they're like thinking of other people's issues
Yeah.
for doing it first.
That's cool.
Or like they're doing it too quickly, so we have to do it before them.
We'll totally get a Nobel Prize and money and bitches for this, guys. If we just create like a.
If
an
you're
AI
doing
real quick.
science for money and bitches, you are in the wrong fucking
Yeah.
place.
Be a rapper.
Oh my god.
or a pimp.
Or yeah, like
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg or something.
Well, doing it for money. I mean, that's one of the issues. One of the issues, or main issues that humanity has to tackle is the weird need for
The
profit,
incentive.
profit incentive.
Well,
so
we did watch that good podcast. I guess it was about money and the need, or like why
Yeah.
we as a people invented money. We needed some sort of contract of
Yeah.
debt to,
yeah,
or concept of debt in order to trade things and
Yep.
do that whole thing. And then we've kind of societally progressed along that, but we're at a point where we need
it's
some
starting to
other
come
stuff. And that is, in a layman's terms,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think you're right on
You
that.
can't I don't know.
But
yeah,
back
good.
to, I guess, AI and logic and how we could influence that. We're trying to make a supercomputer
Yeah.
that's smarter than us, and we're also probably going to ask that or use that to make an even smarter one after that. So it won't be just us programming our own stuff into there. We're going to use technology that can do stuff at a way better rate than we can in order to create that.
So what's it gonna slip in there that we don't see?
I don't know.
Anti-human protocol.
It also could take one person to put something in that's a dick.
Yeah.
Or
One Toby.
you mess up something in there. I don't know. It's hard to speculate because it's like impossible
Yeah.
to even think about.
Yeah, the greatest minds can't speculate everything. So it's almost as if we shouldn't try and.
And when a great
Deal.
mind, who's considered a great mind, speculates on or like goes in a certain direction and starts the scientific community or people on a certain way of thinking
Yeah.
about a thing, we start to think of that as the only way, or as like, this is the smart guy. He did that.
Yeah.
We do this. We're continuing on
Surely.
doing, but it could sway sway thoughts like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm articulating that well, but
I mean. I think I
kind
got
of
it.
as an establishment thought that just keeps getting repurposed.
Yeah, it's just the one that it seems like the most logical one, and for some reason it seems to everybody just couldn't come up with a better one somehow. I don't understand how. I mean, everyone has different ideas, or people have different ideas that come along. So you try
I
to-
disagree.
Yeah, me too.
Imagine
Hilarious.
someone says, "Yeah, people have different ideas." I disagree.
I disagree. It's like, okay, well,
Oh, me too.
hilarious. I shall now disagree with my own statement.
Yeah. I like talking about technology and speculating about
It's
that
pretty
because
cool.
it's hopeful, but it's fun because
Yeah.
that's how we solve things.
Yeah.
Is through technology, and we always try to mimic what another thing on Earth is
Mhm.
doing to solve one of those problems. Like, we need to fly. We want to fly. We want to get somewhere.
See a bird.
We kind of made planes. We have wings.
Yeah.
The concept of wings helped because we can observe that.
Yep.
we observe another thing flying, so we thought it was probably possible, maybe.
And it's like that thing can go wherever it wants.
And then people, at some point, there was a time when it was like, no, it's physically, it's like the laws of physics will prevent us from ever doing that. You're crazy. People probably said. I think people did say to the Wright brothers.
All right.
And then they're like, oh yeah, well, we're gonna crash this plane like 40 more times and then figure it out.
Yeah. It's like in Dinner for Schmucks. They're like, you fools, you idiots, this could never work. Plywood weighs more than air. And what did they say? No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Fucking hilarious.
And it didn't.
Yeah, and apparently they were right. So eat it, science. Science has won.
They weren't called the Wrong Brothers.
Yeah, ain't called the Wrong Brothers.
That's probably what that. If I were the Wright brothers, that's probably what I said.
It's
What I would
point for
say
everything.
when anyone had a criticism of anything that I ever did.
Yeah, we're called
Not the Wrong Brothers. So.
And that'll
fuck
work
you.
because Google doesn't exist back in that day.
Yeah, and people like the comeback. What's the comeback to that?
Yeah. There's no wordplay against that.
Yeah. If you don't have clever wordplay, you lose the argument, no matter what your logic is like.
Yeah,
At what
pretty much.
points
It's sad.
you come in. And that's going to be a sad thing for the next election, and for obviously in elections in the future. And it sucks on the internet to see that because it's like, oh, someone has a clapback on Twitter.
Yeah.
They didn't even like consider the points, and they had a good clapback. And then monkeys beating their chest.
Yeah.
He wins.
It's like,
We follow him and we vote for him now.
Shit goes flying.
Yeah.
And that's how you get Ben Shapiro.
Disappointing. That's how you get a lot of things.
Yeah.
But it's disappointing.
Yeah,
but it's
whatever.
expected.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I'm starting to expect disappointment more, so it's cool.
Well,
No,
I'm not saying to
not
expect
to.
disappointment, but that type of thing is observable in nature for the past, like, I don't know, thousands and thousands of years, that type of behavior. But it's just kind of taken on a new form every time we create a new app or have a new space for it to infiltrate.
Yeah, and eventually, I assume, I hope the good ideas, and it's it's proven that they eventually
Good ideas
do.
win out.
Yeah, they eventually do.
That's the thing.
We have gay marriage now.
Like 80% of the time.
I just found that out, actually.
We have gay marriage now?
Yeah, it's amazing.
What?
I know. Descending
What?
into chaos. Descending into chaos is what we are.
I
But
thought
yeah,
this was
no.
America.
Yeah, me too for a second, but I guess not. But like,
Yeah, people really react
Yeah.
like that. They're like, what?
it's so funny. That,
Two people who I have never met or considered
Yeah.
being alive
one of the
are
phrases,
together?
Yeah, it's like, whoa, this affects me in no way, but I am mad now.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
an issue. Like,
One of
it's
the most hilarious phrases of that time was, I think it was Fox News. They're like, it's a bad day for freedom. It's like,
yeah, it's like,
truly
okay, a
is
group just got more rights.
disgusting freedoms. Yeah. Bad day for freedom is what that is.
Yeah, they
That's
played
pretty funny.
Toby Keith.
It's
when-
a bad day for freedom, or whatever.
Gays can get
Yeah.
rings on a finger.
Should have been a gay boy.
Then I could have all these rights that they enjoy.
Hilarious. Oh my god.
No, but yeah. How do we get on technology to the gays
Yeah, I don't know.
or to the who's a marginalized group that doesn't get picked on enough? I'm
Oh,
just
man,
kidding.
yeah,
That's
I
a
don't
terrible
know.
way to start a conversation.
That's a good thing to say on stage. Who's a marginalized group that doesn't get picked on enough? Oh yeah, I don't know, Eskimos
Or like,
or something.
who's a group that isn't marginalized that doesn't get picked on enough that could use
Yeah.
maybe getting taken down a peg?
Pretty much only whites, and then like.
That's kind of where people
That's
get
what you
to,
come
and that's
to.
why you see this sort
Yeah.
of thing. So like, whites, don't take it personally. You're
Yeah,
doing
it's
well.
weird.
You're
It's
doing
like,
well.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Like in the
just-
grand scheme of things.
Yeah, we still run everything, so it's pretty
Like,
cool. It's
there,
fine.
there is that narrative that's like, oh my god. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
even
it's
if we
probably
didn't-
going to lead to Donald Trump becoming president again in 2024.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing. I guess we'll just get this out of the way. A little bit apolitical. I'll just do the song. Little bit apolitical.
There's a song.
It's always farts. Yeah, it's just disappointing, but like we'll do it in a funny way.
Maybe.
I think we might descend back into fascism, definitely into in 2022 and 24.
Well,
Because, here's my reasons, real
Okay.
quick. See, even though I am a registered Democrat, they do not have anything to offer for me to vote for.
You
so
pig.
therefore, I am a pig.
yeah.
it's just like who are you gonna vote
No,
for?
I mean, you see the Democratic Party, you see they do not represent the people.
or care
See
about
the
representing
Republican
the people.
they represent the assholes of society right now.
Yeah, and they seem to want to. They make a concerted physical effort
To get the assholes on their side.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I kind of want more compassion
I would like
out of
some.
that side, which is a human emotion that's natural.
Too much to ask
Just
for. I think.
yeah, I don't know.
I think it all goes into
just
us.
as much as anger and aggressiveness.
Yeah, it
but-
emptied into other people, I think.
Yeah, and from the Democrat side, I'd just like to see that maybe they listen.
Yeah,
to
maybe
things,
like,
maybe have an ear open to
Yeah.
an opinion that's not from a person that's lining their pockets. And that
not
goes for both people. Like
yeah.
want to make it like the partisan thing. Neither one of them are good.
It's literally both
Please.
of them. So
Like
yeah, it's now literally. It
and
was
like
a
I
couple
don't
years
want to
ago.
like preach on the podcast or whatever, but
People do that.
they do, and it's our podcast, so who cares?
Yeah, and years ago, like in the 2016 election, there was somewhat of an argument that maybe the Democrats might just do something you like and not pretend to like stuff that you like just for nefarious reasons to get
Yeah.
you to give them power. But now there's pretty much no
There-
reason.
Yeah, you can't expect to have people
Yeah.
vote for you if you don't at least pander, or
Yeah.
like not pander, but if you don't
That's the thing.
do some
now,
of the things
Hardly.
that they want and that you said you would do.
Yeah, it's like if I'm going to
The-
give you more power on the promise that you will, help us out a little bit, we expect that after we've just granted you
Yeah.
new power for pretty much ever
Now-
your whole life, because now you're
Should they just be
legacy.
whores for everybody? No,
not
but
for corporations.
not for corporations. I don't think it would be whores if you're doing what the people want you to do.
Yeah, but
Um,
it'll be turned around that way, of
but
course.
you have
people whores
look
or
at
whatever.
the Republican Party when there's a narrative going on amongst their supporters, they go with it.
It's pretty quick.
They're
like,
like,
all right,
yeah,
we want you to
we're
vote
with,
for us, so
we're
we're
with
gonna,
that
yeah.
now. If you want that, if you want people
Yeah.
fucking, if you want rights taken away, we will take them
Yeah,
away.
it's to a disgusting end, but they follow what their fans want.
Yeah, like
It's
come on.
literally
if we had a
ridiculous.
bunch of fans and they wanted puke videos every week,
Yeah, guess
we'd
what
give
we
them
would
puke
have?
videos every goddamn week.
Yeah, there would be nothing. This would be the
Yeah.
puke podcast.
We'd change the name.
Yeah,
We would change the name.
yeah. We'd get live
but
pukers on
live-
the podcast.
Live, yeah. You know what?
Yeah,
That's business
that's
right there.
that's what I plan on doing anyway in the future. Since we'll
Oh, yeah?
just have to make our own puke videos, I guess. So
You can puke.
no, I'm not. Gonna, no,
It's
no,
like-
I'm not going to.
No, you're right, you're
none
right.
of us are going to have any sort of digestive distress. It's going to be someone who does that professionally. Like,
Yeah, that's a good point.
yeah, gonna
That's
be
a good
funny.
point.
But yeah, it literally the Democrats are, and this is a cliche. Once again, they're weak. They're whatever. Yeah, literally, they are spineless.
Here's the thing: is that people. There was this thing about Bernie Sanders. He did align with a lot of the views of young
Yeah.
people, no matter what people try to say about that. Had the largest grassroots
Yep.
fundraising
Yep.
thing of any person
Since
running for
FDR.
president in the history of the United States.
That was ignored by the media, of course.
Ignored by the media and acted like. Well, here's the thing: people didn't want an old
No.
white guy, so they settled for an old white
Yeah,
guy
old white guy.
that also didn't believe in anything that
Yeah.
they believe in. So that was the argument against Bernie. He's an old white guy. We don't need that.
Yeah, gross. Let's
But
vote for Biden. It's like
He was the guy that was on the side of the
Yeah.
issues that if you ask the American people, most
Yeah.
agree with.
the people who aren't concerned with identity all of a sudden are like, oh, an old white guy, yuck.
Yeah, we don't want that.
On this place that all of us that accept everybody, we don't accept old white guys, even if
And
they
we got
down to a
inflation
T-
boy.
Yeah, we're now inflation man. So even if they down to a T almost pretty much agree with everything we want, we're not going to vote for that guy. We choose the Republican for because we hate Bernie out of nowhere. It's amazing how the Democrats
It's really
got
easy to
liberals
call
hate
someone a
Bernie.
socialist and have
Yeah, it's like,
no
but that's a
other
good
argument.
sounding
and-
thing to me. It's like, oh, there's socialist, awesome, shit, I'm a socialist. I mean, that capitalism ain't working out for everybody pretty well. And like it's funny, like we're starting to see the seams come apart, and the fat start to leak out of the the bottom of the shirt or whatever you want to call it, or whatever festering gangrenous limbs still there, and people are like, this is a great system, and there's nothing that's going to replace this ever.
Well, and that's
okay.
that's the thing. If you ask people, they won't. If you ask people if the system is perfect, they'll not tell you that.
Yeah.
You can ask a Republican, is the healthcare system good that we have now? If you're
Like that.
one-on-one talking with a person and not on the internet in
Yeah.
their echo chamber or your echo chamber, then you can probably have a reasonable conversation with literally almost anyone.
Hopefully so.
Because when you're face-to-face with someone, they're not going to be as argumentative. They're going to be maybe listening to your side a little bit. If they're sitting down with someone, you can say, the healthcare system right now, is it good? Does it work for most regular people? The answer is no. If you
Yeah.
ask literally anybody in the fucking United States.
And outside of it, too.
And outside of it, it's even they're like, yeah, we don't know what you guys are doing.
You're like, wow, holy
um,
shit, you guys are alive still in there?
So
Holy crap.
people don't want universal health care because that means they'll have to pay for other people's health.
Wow.
But they already do
Yeah.
that and
the insurance.
pay for the blood-sucking people that are only there for profit. They don't do anything. They don't give you health care.
No.
They don't supply health.
No, they don't do
They
anything.
supply care.
They take money from you.
They
and
like
then-
make your plan really complicated on purpose, so you have to call them.
Yeah.
And that's their job, is to like answer questions that are I don't know.
And then they
But there are
cover nothing.
so many people with that job, or like with a job in
Yeah.
health or in some sort of one of those middleman positions. But if we have to have a bunch of fake
Yep.
jobs, not fake jobs, they're real jobs, but if we have a bunch of jobs that are just clutter, what
Yeah.
are we doing?
I mean, basically, it's an artificial economy at that point. Like, it's artificially supported. And the thing is, bricklayers, you think they lost their job when the paver came out? What
Maybe.
were all those bricklayers going to do that built all them streets in New York, the New York
I don't
bricks or
know.
whatever?
But when something like that happens, the answer is not to stifle.
Yeah, what we
Everything
have to
else.
do, it's not to keep
I just wanna
cheese
see
in a
where we're at.
cave for fucking years.
You don't keep $4 billion.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the cheese case for the last hour.
This is another
No,
issue.
I'm just kidding.
This is another sign of just capitalism run amok. I mean,
It really is.
literally-
You cannot argue against that with the cheese problem
Yeah.
specifically. I mean,
like, this is a good
it's
system.
Munster. It's cheddar. It's
Yeah.
that red stuff that comes in that's like soft, that's like kind of
Yeah.
weird tasting and soury, that you dip a cracker into,
Yeah.
and you're like, why did I do that? My mouth hurts
Yeah, you
now.
smell it from, like, it smells like throw up on a foot.
What is that cheese that I'm talking about that's like kind of got red in it, red streaks, and like,
Oh yeah, it's like sour.
dip?
Ugh. I've tried that before. It's like, yeah, some
dude,
sort of,
I
like, rich
I don't want
people
to be
cheese
anywhere
whiz
near.
or
Yeah, rich
something.
people, like old people cheese that they eat with crackers and grapes.
Yeah, I would look at them like, why is it red and orange? Like, what is going on here?
It's like a
Cheese is not red.
swirl almost, like they make
Of
it.
What?
I don't know. What's the red?
What is the red?
Is that coming straight from the caves?
It's a cow tit blood or something that's in there.
Maybe. Ah, man. You know, you know that like milk is supposed to be gross or whatever.
Yeah, one of your friend's moms was trying to
Something like that. I don't know. It was like something about pus and blood and bodily shit that's in the milk.
Yeah.
I'm like,
They don't filter it. Yeah.
do they never filter it?
Yeah, it's not filtered and pasteurized. You know.
It's like,
get
what?
that
What
out.
is the argument there?
See, the thing is, vegans, back in the day, that was an issue. But then they discovered pasteurization, which actually kills all of the bacteria, and you filter the milk to
Oh,
get all
yeah?
the whatever out.
Oh yeah. Well, I found a nipple in my
Oh, yeah?
cereal this morning.
Yeah, cow teeth, like really.
A fucking long one nipple.
Cow long nipple. Hilarious. Oh my god, I'm glad we descended from. But yeah, I mean, it literally.
I like my nonsense a lot better.
And it's funny, that seems like a big government thing, keeping a market that shouldn't be around or shouldn't be as supported on life support. That seems like a little bit big government and a little bit, overspending. I don't know. And the funny thing is, the people who would be against big government would say, well, that's fine, you got to support industry. So I mean, anytime you just bankrupt the government to support industry, which is also, remember like the big propaganda was, oh man, Bernie's going to bankrupt the government or something. But
Yeah.
meanwhile, they hate
It
the
happened
government.
anyway.
It's like, oh, you mean the thing you hate and don't want around? It's like, why not, then elect him? Then it seems like they would be the people to be
Yeah.
right there, first in line to vote for him for a government breakdown. And when the government shuts down, they're like, no, just no, don't do it, no. And then they're like, oh, yay, the government
There
shut
we go.
down. It's like, well,
We can visit
I don't know.
the Cambalou Mountains in southern France if we want to go on a tour of this cave of cheese.
And now, is this to support a company, or is this actual cheese curing caves?
This one is a
Because it looks huge.
yeah. This isn't like an overabundance of cheese, I think, storing thing. This is a aging. This specific cave has been aging the world's most famous blues since at least the Roman times.
Wow.
When a
seasoned
shepherd-
cave.
Yeah, a shepherd left a sheep's curd and rye sandwich in a
Ew.
small cave
So
and
just
later
the idea.
discovered it filled with mold. Ravenous, he ate it anyway. Jesus Christ.
This is the idea.
Jesus
Look what
Christ.
they had back in the day: a curdled cheese sandwich.
A curd and rye. Yeah, that's what it was.
curdled
Cheese
milk
cheese
sandwich.
curd. Yeah. So
Yikes.
today, rye bread still cultivates the Penicillium roqueforti mold that gives the cheese, it's blue-green spots, but the process is more refined. Cheesemakers first wrap each wheel in pewter sheets, then store them underground to mature in limestone caves, naturally aerated via small fissures called fluorines in the stone walls. 1-hour tours culminating its tasting room stop operate daily.
Yeah, I mean, we can't stop talking about the cheese caves. Hornicho, you know what I'm saying?
Hornito! That's going to be our thing.
Welcome to the picture of the podcast, Hornicho.
We got to say that in every single one of them. There's
Great cheese.
This was the one that keeps showing up or whatever.
Murray's.
Bleecker Street, Murray's Cheese Caves. There's 5 of them in Brooklyn, I guess.
And these are the capitalist cheese caves supporting the cheese industry.
This one, maybe this is more of an aging one. I guess the one in New York. You do tours and stuff. I think the Springfield ones were the main ones that were like the government just needed somewhere to put all this cheese.
My God. Oh, that is funny.
But maybe this will just be our cheese storage planet in the future.
Yeah, you know, I mean, that makes plenty of sense. The Earth will be made of cheese instead of the moon, so
Maybe.
yeah.
Maybe.
And the caves will stay cool, even if the services heat up. We just be like, we keep all our cheese on this planet now. We don't actually live there. We just the cheese is there.
We hire people to drive cars on this planet now to keep the temp just right for the cheese.
Yeah, we're trying to like keep the pollution rate. the
We'll
right
hire
way.
some truckers down there. They're not even hauling anything. They just drive the trucks across country.
Yeah, their things are full of like barrels of water.
Yeah.
So.
Barrels of cheese.
Yeah, barrels of cheese. Actually, there's no more water on Earth.
That's what they're like laughing too.
Yeah, there's no more water.
We have a planet for that too.
Yeah, there's a water planet now.
Well, it would make sense, I guess, if you're on a grand scale.
Hey, ice planet. Whatever. I'll be. I mean, it's cold. I'll be an ice
It's an
miner.
abundant thing in the universe.
An ice mine.
There's plenty of ice in the world, or in space,
Yeah.
even too, like on comets.
Yeah, I mean, you just
Shit.
gotta like magnetize one to come over here, and then just
Yeah.
lick it. I don't know, break it apart, and then you got some ice there for the planet.
There we go. We need cameras because that's funny. We'll
Cameras
eventually
are
do
really bad.
live because you're like not live but on video as well, with a
That
green
makes sense.
screen, whatever you want.
Yeah, we'll just green screen it. And when we're talking about science, we'll just like green screen in the science.
Formulas
be
are
like,
are
"This is where we
back
are."
behind us.
Yeah, like shit we can't even read. Be like, yeah,
Oh,
whatever.
you know what? We'll just have a chalkboard with like some math on it.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll get like we'll just find someone around here from like UCF or something to like
Take a picture of.
we'll just like draw some gibberish on there. Just like no calculus equations, whatever you're teaching
Okay.
in the class, just write it on there. We don't
Oh, we
even
could
know
just
what it is.
draw the quadratic formula a bunch of times.
Oh yeah, I mean we just like look up. Oh yeah, we just go on Google, just look up the numbers.
Yeah,
and
we don't have to know what it
Yeah.
means. Just copy it down.
bunch of fives.
Bunch of fives.
Yeah. That's like the fucking answer to like Neil deGrasse Tyson came out. A bunch of fives is the answer. I don't know.
Or Einstein in his paper. Also, I did all these calculations, and I was staring at the moon for like 30 days.
Yeah, without
and
sleeping or
I
anything.
just got a bunch of fives, so I think I'm going to start over.
Just fives started popping up in my mind. So it has
He's
to
like,
do
I'm
with
seeing all these fives. It has to mean something.
We shall start with 5 as the first one to try.
That's how it went in Greece. Let's fucking figure out everything here. Let's start with 1.
Start, yeah. And then
Now let's
5.
get up to 5 by the end of the year.
Yeah.
And if we
That's
don't have
insane.
anything figured out by then, we'll probably just give up.
Imagine that, trying to figure out math that exists, but like you have to make it exist.
You have to discover like the laws around it and like the rules, kind of.
Eating your cheese curd
And
and
that's
fried
a
sandwich.
debate. Did we discover math or invent it?
Yeah, it's
'Cause
like, I mean,
all of that, I guess, was technically there,
Yeah.
but not until we perceive it to be.
Yeah, so it's probably a human concept. Aliens might call it something
I
else,
don't know.
like gleam.
Gleam. Do you guys do Gleam?
Or blind.
We're like, no, we just smoke weed or whatever.
Yeah, we just like.
And they're like, no, that's arithmetic.
Yeah.
They're like, you knew arithmetic,
Yeah.
but you didn't just say that. You said Gleam.
Yeah. We figured you guys like alien sounding words. So.
They're like, believe it or not, Gleam
Yeah.
is a lot more common than arithmetic.
What if literally the alien humans are they're just like they just look like humans but have like Shrek shaped ears? That's it.
I'd
It's
be
like
so
little-
disappointed. They better be ugly as shit.
I mean,
Okay.
either that or like.
I don't know if they
super
should, like,
attractive.
if I hope they're just very weird. Like, what would be better?
Just like super
for-
attractive ones, I think.
Probably, but we're just going to be a bunch of simps to the aliens. I don't like that.
No, I mean, I don't know if that would happen. Just like the super attraction. Like in, it was that episode of the Orville or whatever that everyone just wanted to have sex with that guy. 'Cause
Oh,
they just
yeah,
loved
yeah.
him so much.
It was
Pretty hilarious
Yeah.
concept, but probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be better for humanity's sake if they're not, if like hypothetically, yeah, you see an alien, if they're not that weird looking, because that could get us into some trouble, if we decide to make fun of them, which we will. They're
Yeah,
gonna see
I
the
mean,
memes,
Yikes.
and they're gonna be able to understand them,
yeah.
or
So-
something, and they're gonna be like, "Now look, everybody is entitled to their opinion." And they're like, and someone calls them a slimy fart monster
Yeah.
or something, and they're like,
They're so mad.
Versus like a substitute teacher getting egged on by some kids
Oh God.
or something. You don't want that.
Except if they had like a
The last scenario we want.
demoleculizer or whatever.
Yeah, I'd rather be ridiculed by them and like have them think they're in power.
Yeah.
I'd be like, just
Hilarious.
don't vaporize me.
Yeah, with your demoleculizing carbon atomizer or whatever the fuck.
They're
Bunch of
like,
science words.
what does that mean? We have guns.
Yeah, what?
They're like, we just shoot lasers.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Hilarious. Aliens.
I think we'd have a better chance of having a. Oh, actually, I will show this because this actually seemed interesting. In France, there was some weird glowing thing in the sky.
Oh man.
Not saying it's an alien.
Some sort of glowing thing in the sky.
The Connexion is the
Connexion.
website that I'm on.
Oh wow.
French news and views. I've never been on French internet.
French internet. They have separate internet? Oh yeah. Well, that certainly is a glowy thing.
I guess I'll click this one first. Of course.
Oh my god. Alright, it's probably fake.
Let me just mute that. So there's a bunch of videos of this actually.
Oh, he's fine. Okay, so the field. Alright, I was wondering what the fuck that was. And high beams are on, so we don't know. Well, that is fascinating.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, it's weird how it just literally glows everywhere. There's like no, well, it's blurry as hell. What the
Yeah.
hell is this, a French?
Maybe it's a blurry drone. Let me
Yeah, I
keep
mean,
going.
it could
There's-
just be a
there's,
drone
I
with
guess, more
lights. I mean,
videos.
they have lights and stuff.
Regarde, c'est quoi ce bordel? Regarde, regarde. C'est quoi ce bordel? Mais c'est quoi? Attends, 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 attends.
Go away. It's funny watching French people. What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is there more?
This is their
French?
reactions. I like French reactions to UFOs way better than American ones. I was like, "What the hell is that in
Yeah.
the sky?
Oh my god. The French
It's
are just like,
coming.
oh, look at that.
It's coming at us!"
It's
They're
funny
just
how
like,
paranoid Americans are. Oh my god. Did it disappear?
Is that there? Those the only videos? Let me see if there's more.
The aliens are like, ah, shit, they're looking at us. Turn the light off.
Go on Reddit. There's always
Always good shit there. UFO stuff. But yeah, we could show them the cheese.
Was it fake
caves.
news?
Probably fake news. Fake French news. Anyway,
Let's see.
silence.
Oh,
Not
well,
afraid. So
I don't know
like,
what this is, but is it fake?
is it fake?
Regardless,
It's fake news.
fake news. Maybe not on Reddit is the best place to find this. Twitter, I guess, is the best place to find this.
That's a news
But I don't have a
website.
Twitter, so hopefully it lets me on here to show the video.
Twitter.
Twitter.
Tweeter. Oh, look at that. There it is again.
Mais ça bouge?
Sandwich?
Might be what it is.
It's a flying sandwich. Well, it's certainly weird. Okay.
Well, it did that. Okay, well,
Alright.
there's some UFO movement. The
Now I want to see it zip away, because if it doesn't zip away, I'm usually
Tic
not
Tac.
impressed.
So this is night footage of what the Tic Tacs look like, or maybe not a Tic Tac. I don't know.
That looks pretty tasty. It could be a Tic Tac.
Yeah, I mean,
The orange one. I love the orange ones. I
Those
could
are
eat
the
an
best.
entire thing of the orange ones in one sitting. That's probably not good for you, but you know. And it is
Well-
weird, like with Tic Tacs, they say that they're sugar free, or they can say that they're sugar free, I guess, because there's a certain amount of sugar
Yep.
they have to get to for something to be sugar-free.
Yeah, I
but
guess there's a loophole in everything. even
Yeah.
that. So not even sugar-free, but they could just say that because one Tic Tac is technically not enough sugar to affect your body, I guess. But of course, who eats a single Tic Tac? Which of course they knew.
I do.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The orange ones don't affect the breath at all. So I guess there's no reason to be eating those. But they're really good, so there's a reason to be eating those.
Sugar-free.
Free sugar.
Yeah. Free of sugar.
Why do we have sugar caves?
Yeah, and it's funny, like the aliens, if we showed them the cheese caves, they'd probably just ask, so you didn't use the
They'd be like,
space to,
extremely impressive. We'll take a lot of it.
Yeah, we'll take
and we
12.
will pay an exorbitant amount of money.
Of
Here's some
space money.
spaceships.
Yeah, so here's some money, and the space cash and spaceships should pay for the cheese.
Yeah, they're like, this should pay for the cheese. We're really into cheddar. And
Famished for cheese.
yeah, our planet forgot how to make cheese.
Yeah. What if that's all they're after? I'd be fine with that. Be like, well,
Cheese?
you know,
Maybe that's why we have the caves.
it's like a tractor beam, all the cheese just, you know.
Maybe we
gets
have to
sucked out.
subsidize our government because like they demand more cheese than we can even.
Yeah, like
do.
the aliens are just like really shaking us down for all of our cheese.
Cheese mob.
Yeah, the cheese alien mob. What if cheese was like the highest currency? Like
It's
craft
like-
singles or
It's
like
the key to interstellar travel, like spice
cheese.
and Dune. And only
The
one
cheese,
place has
yeah.
it. One planet has cheese.
Cheese.
It's planet cheese.
The cheese extends life.
The cheese. Oh my god! Imagine if they called it the cheese.
The cheese. Where is the cheese?
That's what we're doing for our show, I guess. We're just gonna make fun of
cheese
Dune.
aliens. We already have
No, I
poop
mean
aliens.
we could make fun of the spice and be like, the cheese controls all.
Yes.
Our navigators eat the cheese and then can see
Yes.
the
Far and
path.
wide.
the path far and wide.
Hilarious.
But
Man, Dune's so.
we tried to watch the original one yesterday. After or was it yesterday or the day before? I
I
don't
don't
know.
even remember. It was so bad.
It was very like we recorded it because we were like, okay, we just saw the new one.
Yeah.
Let's
low
try the
energy
1984 version, see how it differs. It starts out
Lower
with
energy.
a woman, lower energy, a woman just kind of staring at the camera and telling us the story.
Yeah.
Um,
I was about. I'm
what's
like,
going, filling us in on what's going on.
Yeah.
And I was a little lost and a little bored, but I stuck with it.
I was wondering.
I was like,
where I
okay,
get
the
high?
spice does that. Interesting. Okay. All right. And
Yeah.
then they get into the fat guy room, and he's in his glass thing. He's their Jabba.
Like even uglier and
yeah,
more gross
fatter.
than Jabba, with some sort of disgusting, like vagina mouth.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was like there was like a
know what
flap,
the hell that was.
flap mouth. But
That was weird.
yeah.
And he smokes, but it doesn't. He isn't smoking anything. He like
I don't know.
produces red smoke.
And he immediately is like, we need to kill Paul. We need Paul
Yeah.
dead.
It's
I
like,
don't remember that from the
oh.
new one. I don't think there was like
Yeah,
immediate kill Paul type thing. They were interested in him because he had like power or something.
Yeah, the
But they
voice-
kind of did a different angle on
Yeah.
this. And then it got to a part where they put on the little shield things from the hands.
and
They were square
Wow.
80s terrible idea for that
it was
scene.
90s CGI for that shit.
Yeah,
Like,
it was bad. I guess they struggled with how to do that in like try to figure out how to do the body shield thing.
Wow. But
and
it
the
was
slow
like,
knives go in or something. Still stupid.
It was
um,
bad. It was just
it
like,
was not
not
good.
good graphics. It was like literally. I thought I was watching like Flash.
It was it
Gordon.
was, and that's a great movie. And
Yeah,
then,
that one is
like,
great CGI.
15 minutes in, when they're starting to talk about what they're about to do, you start almost feeling there's an exhaustion in
Oh
it.
yeah,
When you're like, oh my god,
I'm
I
trying
don't
to watch.
like, I want something to happen. I guess they're still talking about this, and it's like,
What a boring
Man.
meeting.
this
that
whole
was
thing
like-
is. Maybe we should keep watching and see the rest.
That's why one of the reasons people hated the Star Wars prequels is because of the meetings. It's like, oh,
Yeah, we don't
must
need a
have
meeting.
It's like,
Like have another meeting.
what are we having meetings for?
It's like you have to have scenes to be able to explain stuff, I guess,
Yeah.
but you got to be able to explain things as you're going,
There might
which
just
is
be
tough to do
too
in a
much-
movie. Easier to do in a book, I think.
Yeah, there
Um,
could just be too much information to shove into a movie because that first
Yeah.
meeting that we watched, out of I'm sure a lot of them, the actor was just, I mean, of course, he's just talking to a thing, so you
Mhm.
can't really, like, I mean, I guess he could have done a more lively job, but it was just, Wow. I could see why people who are fans of the book probably didn't enjoy that at all.
Yeah, I guess people who are fans of the book were like, don't watch it. Please don't watch this movie and have your opinion like
Yeah.
swayed.
And like as the chick was talking really boringly,
Yeah.
I'm wondering, I'm like, is this where I'm supposed to like get some sort of space nerd erection right now or something with this woman talking about? I don't know what's going on, but it was weird. Really, it's sad that they thought that people were too stupid to read like a stream of words that George Lucas.
They definitely chose the right thing with Star Wars.
Imagine
with the
if
yellow words.
anyone was doing that, like in a galaxy far, far away.
You
where
can't do
they
it like that. You
had a
might have to
war.
have like James Earl Jones, a voice that's
Yeah.
going to keep you enthralled.
But that was basically like the beginning. And she's like, "Oh yes, I also forgot this."
She said
Like,
that. And I was like, wow, they wrote that in.
Yeah, it is the year 10191. As you can see, 8,000 years from now, humans have become way more boring when they talk.
We have nothing
Yes.
going on. I don't know.
Everything in space, even though we have interstellar space travel, is super boring.
And they didn't explain why, like, anything's... Why is the House of Atreides...
Yeah, why should I
Explain.
give a shit?
There's the House Atreides, and there's House of Harkonnen.
What are the houses? Like,
What are the houses? What is the conflict between them?
it's just too much to explain.
What is going on there? It's like they explained everything else, but not that.
Yeah.
And then they expect everybody to harbor this hatred for the Harkonnens.
Yeah, like I still have no idea why I hate them from watching the new one too. It's like you guys
And
are just
they
trying to
kept-
steal spice, all of you.
Did they keep calling them the Furmen in the new one? But they're actually the Fremen?
Yeah. So they switched up the names. Artistic
It's like they
choices.
were in the new one, like they were saying between Furman and Fremen.
Yeah, we're the Fierman.
We're the Fremen.
We're the
Like
Fierman.
they didn't want people to know the real thing.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, and like literally both the whatever house of shit and the house of whatever, they're like
House of Carflag. And
yeah, House of Batarganen. They're both trying to take advantage of the Fremen to steal the spice. So I see no reason to like or be on the side of any of the houses.
Yeah.
They're trying to invade.
They're
a
all
planet.
kind of, both of them, once again, kind of boring and dreary.
Mhm. I don't like those.
Dreary, I guess, is
Yeah.
the way to describe like the whole world, kind of.
Which is why okay, imagine this. Imagine if they filmed most of the movie of Matrix in Zion or like the actual real world. Like that's how that is basically. Like,
Yeah.
That's the only real dystopian movie. The only dystopian movie I think I enjoy because like it's a different type of thing. It's not like humanity's complete like everything's just
Well,
decimated.
yeah, because there was an imagination on that,
Yeah.
and yeah, there's a lot of dystopian movies that I guess
Yeah.
it's the same. All right, there's things on fire on Earth.
Yeah, it's like random
it's
little
like-
fires. Okay, we get it.
Right. They're on a road.
Rocks are now on fire somehow. There's like a fire in between
Rocks are
rubble.
flammable.
Yeah, I mean,
in
I
the
guess
future.
rubble. In the future, rubble becomes flammable.
Yeah.
But like the Hunger Games and like seeing more footage from that, it's hilarious. Like the makeup is amazing. Like why would people look like that?
And we were talking about Hunger
Yeah.
Games. None of the
They sorta
characters,
did 'em up.
none of the characters were in bad shape. None of them looked like they were starving.
Yeah.
None of them looked like they were in any
Hungry.
terrible shape at all. They're all just regular people.
Yeah.
You got to be more dedicated to the movie.
Yeah. Well, Jennifer Lawrence is a lazy actress, so she's not.
Like,
there
they've
for,
had-
yeah.
I mean, so many like Holocaust
Yeah.
movies go all out, and they have the people look.
And they get like
like that,
half
and
the
they-
recognition.
And oh my God, like
Yeah.
you're in a dystopian society.
Mhm.
Everybody's doing well, and they have colored hair,
Yep.
or like color in their hair, and they. I don't know. I think things would be in a little bit more dire straits.
Yeah, it seems basically like kind of a more escalated version of what's going like today, like way more escalated. Like literally at that point, everyone has nothing and they have to fight for food with the district or something.
Yeah.
Maybe I mean like who knows? But they're just literally like that. There's not really much creativity there. It's just like oh my God, everything's just we got to fight now.
You got all the room for to visually influence the audience that's watching
Yeah.
and make them feel like they're really in that situation, or like they're actually watching the situation and not like a play.
Yeah.
Because if I wanted to watch something that I had to imagine all of the things going on and like that I would go see a play
Yeah. I just literally watch.
that
a
people
real
are
book.
doing. But you have all this opportunity in CGI and like you can go all out and make the best thing, but you don't.
It's because could cost too much money. They want to make.
They had a
their
ton of
profits
money
back.
to spend on that. They
Yeah.
just didn't do it.
Yeah, and it's funny. Like there have been projects that flopped where that were like hundreds of millions of dollars. But I mean, and these studios.
Well, they
just
know
keep
it's going to make a
generating
ton of money, so they know they don't have to, I think.
Yeah, they're just like, we could probably just slink by on the typical formula and make a lot of profit off of this.
And that
That's
sucks because you
unfortunately.
know the director probably did not sign off on going because the people probably always want to do that,
Yeah.
but maybe there was other stuff that prevented that. Because I'm sure the actors want to be the best. Oh God, what am I doing? Did something with the screen.
Pretty
Don't
cool.
worry about it.
Pretty sad.
There we go.
Yeah, what
but-
happened to women having? Oh, sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was just no, you can continue that thought. It's probably
Okay.
not going to get us in trouble.
That's a good one. But like, what happened to women not having? Why did they now not have to get in shape for a movie role?
Well, you want to clear yourself up there?
Well, I mean, like, G.I. Jane, Demi
Okay.
Moore was in pretty goddamn good shape.
She was.
Linda Hamilton was in
Yep.
pretty goddamn good shape for Sarah Connor, the person who's fighting robots. Who else? Let's see. Goddamn, I'm trying to think of more. I don't know.
I mean, those are definitely examples
biggest
of that. It's not like
examples.
I think it's situation by situation.
Yeah.
It may not be just like back in the day they did this and now they don't. People want to do that whole thing, but it's probably more nuanced than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should have to get in shape if you're going to
Yeah.
play a superhero.
All I'm saying is Camille Nanjiani,
Yeah.
and then you got Brie
Camille
Larson.
Nanjiani had to
Insane.
do all those life-altering steroids,
Yeah.
clearly.
Mhm.
Kamil.
We'll just get a
or
butt
whatever.
double for Brie Larson though.
We get a butt double.
You don't
That's
have
a
to do
guy.
anything. Yeah, you're a
For
woman.
Brie, but like, does Brie Larson not have to get ripped? I guess in the comic books, Captain Marvel wasn't really ripped,
Oh,
but
convenient.
and Jennifer Lawrence, they had an article in bodybuilding.com
Yeah, we received that
about how she got into shape
yeah.
for the Hunger Games, and we're like, okay. They talked about the calisthenics and cardio she did.
Yeah, like running and dodging sticks or whatever.
Like that, I don't know. I was like,
okay, I mean, I
that's
guess
the
there's
training
gonna
you
be
do. At least make it
A
practical.
lot of woods running.
Like-
yeah, it's like maybe just I don't know,
Yeah,
some cardio.
don't confuse activity with productivity.
Yeah, get some glamour muscles going basically first, because that's what it's a movie. You're not actually doing anything, so. But yeah, it's just weird. Chris Hemsworth had to like eat half a salmon and a gallon of milk a day, and shoot up steroids.
Yeah, right up his ass.
Yeah, then
Chris
you know,
Evans.
Yeah, Chris Evans.
He
He's got to
wasn't.
get
I mean,
big.
I guess he was in good shape
Yeah.
in Human Torch, or like
Yeah.
when he was the Human Torch, but he wasn't looking like Captain America.
Nope. But you know, I
Um,
guess for Black Widow, you just I don't know.
Black Widow, yeah, she was not ripped at all.
You're just strong.
You're automatically as
Yep.
strong as everybody else.
Yeah, you're just strong. You don't have to do anything. You're just strong.
Um,
Well, don't worry. We wrote it into where you don't have to work out or do anything actually from your normal routine.
well,
Yeah.
that is the most versatile actress in Hollywood we're talking about right there. She's played
Scarlett
transgender.
Johansson?
She's played Asian
Oh,
women.
she's
She's played
oh yeah, that's right. She can be anyone. She's like the
people.
Gary Oldman
People
of
get
women.
on Scarlett Johansson every time there's a role
Yeah.
for like an Asian trans male character.
Yeah.
They're like, Scarlett, this is all you. This is
Yeah,
what you
Scarlett.
love. And they're like, and she's
Yeah.
like, okay, sorry, I accepted that role that one time.
Sorry, I took money. Sorry, I need to survive. Sorry
And
about that.
at some
everybody.
point, when you're being an actor, you're
You're
trying to act like another person or like take on
Yeah.
the role of another person. What are we doing
Well, it's
with
just-
like preventing? Like
Yeah.
obviously, there's lines,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
people
I
are
don't
trying
think
to
there
blur
should be,
those
but
right now. And at some point, every like certain number of years, society comes to a point where we have to collectively figure out or like decide what's okay to put on the TV or for people to hear. We kind of go back and forth on
Yeah.
that.
And it's funny. Like I kind of thought people understood that movies were fake, but apparently not.
They're not. And another thing about movies is people see a character that's an asshole or like a racist,
Clearly,
they're
it's
like,
that way.
you cannot have this character in the movie. It's like,
Why not?
you're not supposed to like that character. Not
Yeah.
all characters that people write are supposed to be ones that you like and that are wholesome and are doing the right thing every
Yeah.
single time, because every movie would suck.
Yeah, you get movies like Crazy Rich Asians like that one. So I mean, yeah.
No, I mean, I've never seen that. It's
Me
probably
either. I
decent,
assume
but
they're just like running around, just whatever Asian stuff. Like, yeah, let's be rich and go to dinner or whatever.
let's watch it tonight. Let's watch
Yeah.
Crazy Rich
All right,
Asians.
we'll check it out.
Let's watch Crazy Rich Asians tonight,
Yeah.
and we will give a
I
review
know.
on the next podcast.
I think
But-
we were boycotting that because they left out Bobby Lee. So no.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Bobby Lee is the greatest.
Yeah.
But
He's
we'll
the
watch it
greatest Asian.
anyway.
We'll watch it. We'll hate watch it.
What were we talking about right
for
before
Bobby.
that?
we were talking about people who do not believe, or how people think actors, are doing real stuff or hateable, likable characters in movies.
Yeah,
you can't just have that.
You don't.
mean,
You
you
gotta
could.
be able to see that. Like, not every character is supposed to be
Yeah, I mean,
that.
like
Like,
comedy.
I don't
guess.
know.
But even then, like they're comedic characters. Like
Mhm.
Danny McBride plays a hateable character and everything. It's
Yeah.
hilarious,
It's
but it's funny.
yeah. This is like you gotta have that character to be
Yeah.
able to recognize when a character is a nice guy.
Yeah, and,
And you can have conflicting people because people are conflicting. There are really good people that have done some fucked up
Yeah.
shit, or
So-
have done some accidental shit, or have said some shit. That's part of being a human, and if you don't have that in the movies
it's weird.
and in like media, people are too like caught up in, well, this could influence this. How could they, if they see this, how could they be influenced by that, by this
oh,
movie?
well.
And it's like, we don't make movies
To influence.
specifically for that reason. People sometimes just
Yeah.
write a story and create the characters and think that story is enthralling
Yeah, fun.
or fun or whatever reason that you have for making your thing or watching your movie.
Yeah.
But not everybody's gonna have the same reason for watching it as you.
Yeah, and Quentin Tarantino's not like, my next movie to mold America's youth is going to be
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction.
Like
Yep.
people, there are times and places where people have written stories that are supposed to comfort children,
Yeah.
and that's their purpose, and they are great stories. That's a purpose of society, and there's actually records and evidence of early humans
Mm.
doing that, and like for children
Fairy
at the
tales.
time, like kind of making up things like that for children.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's obviously a thing, but Kill Bill, it was not meant for.
Yeah, no. It's
you
like, it's a
can't do that for
story.
every movie.
It's fake,
Um,
but like,
there's
she's
like-
not actually murdering
and another
people.
thing is the lines that people get to. It's like murder scene. We show murder and people killing each other on TV,
Yeah.
but the middle finger has to be bleeped out,
Yep.
and we can't guess what's behind it.
In the middle of
or
a
something.
UFC fight, if Nate Diaz is like, "Oh man," he's like flips a guy out after splitting his eyebrow clean in half, and
With
he's
an
gushing
elbow.
blood, elbow all over his face. We saw that in 4K high definition.
Yeah.
But then, oh my God, he flips him off and then hurts his feelings.
Yeah. And they're like,
the fuck?
like, or after the fight, they're heated
Oh
or
yeah.
something. I get that because they just fought it out. Maybe they shouldn't
Yeah.
feel that way
It's
afterwards.
not always
But
over.
sometimes you just fought a guy and you're still mad.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Or like sometimes you just like fought a guy and the words you say after are the problem.
Yeah. Really
on.
hilarious.
People
Really
got to
funny.
look at themselves in the mirror if
Yeah.
you're thinking that way about language.
It's really
Um,
funny. Like, you can literally just, like, I don't know. If you say something horrible to someone, it's like worse than slapping them in the face or
Yeah.
something. It's
Now, are
really
you a
weird.
dick if you say that? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or, like,
Depending
if
on
you
what they said to you
do that.
first, but
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes. But
Um,
yeah, it's really bizarre, the society that has been made.
Now, I guess. Well, I don't know, that's not going to be funny.
Twilight
But,
hours of the
uh,
podcast. I love it.
The twilight hours of the podcast. This is when
Twilight minutes.
This is when things happen.
Yeah.
Let's see where we're at. But
Hopefully 2
yeah, I mean, we
hours.
talked about the Rockville piss thing.
That's pretty
experience.
much it that happened.
That was
right?
like the main thing. I'm kidding.
Did someone,
It
like,
was a
lose
lot.
an eye?
It was a lot. What?
I thought someone lost an eye one time at Rockville.
I was gonna
say
say that brought up to the point. Did any of the pee get in his eye?
Well, pee is sterile, even if it's from another person. It's
Oh,
just when you
okay.
let it sit
Patches
around.
of Hula had said that.
Yeah, it's sterile, and I like the taste, or whatever. Rest in peace.
Did anything
Rip
happen?
Torn.
Yeah, Rip Torn. Wow.
Well, he was, pretty good raging alcoholic. So it's
They
probably
said she won't be
scouting.
charged for that incident.
I don't think she
like-
should. The guy laid down and accepted
He
the pee.
laid down and wanted to get peed on.
Yeah, he probably said like,
Or Sophia got
mouthed.
carried away. That's the. That's what
that's
they're
a great
saying.
fucking title. Sophia just got carried
That's the
away.
title of this podcast.
Sophia got carried away. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah. I'm writing it down right now.
You got to subscribe to be able to see the pee story. Come on now.
Yeah. You gotta subscribe to us to hear the pee story.
Were there charges filed? Yeah, they're not going to charge any files. No
I
incident
mean, the
report was
guy-
created because we didn't actually speak to the reporting party. Yeah, he's not trying to be identified.
The guy who got peed on? I
oh,
don't think he's...
oh wait.
I am the man. It is I who got peed on.
Wow. Okay, so the person who called the police was, this is funny, Nicole Shields, who advised dispatchers that the singer had urinated on a fan on the stage and wondered if there are ramifications for this, as her 16-year-old daughter was there to witness the event. So what do you want them to do?
It's like, all right, bitch, it's your fault.
Take her to
that
jail.
You
You took your daughter. You didn't have to watch the guy get pissed. I guess you did. But,
Yeah, I mean, like
um,
people weren't holding her head like
but
Clockwork Orange. Just
what goes on in her mind saying that she should call the police on this, as if she has any power in this situation,
The
and as
police
if
were
it's like a thing that you need to call the police about.
I bet the cops were like, "What? We can't hear you."
She's
over
like, I
this
gotta have some
music."
control over this, or like I have to
Yeah.
have some illusion of control over this situation.
Some people just have kids so they can try and control everything around them.
Yeah, it's sad.
Like, I have a kid. Fuck. It's like that's why you had one, so you could just
Control
like tell us
and
to
that
stop
type of
doing
thing
shit.
is weirdly the source of a lot of tension
Oh yeah.
in people. I'm trying to think of an example here.
I
But
finally got this turned around the way I wanted.
oh,
it
the
to.
mic,
Jesus.
nice. Yeah, I don't know.
Just have them hanging from the ceiling.
Let's see. Rested face up. They were playing "Wake Up" by Rage Against the Machine.
Wake up! I'll pee on you. That pee will come up. I bet.
We had a great time last night. This is what the band posted. We had a great time last night at Welcome Rockville. Sophia got carried away. That's not something the rest of us expected, and it's not something you'll see at our shows. Thanks for bringing it last night, Daytona.
I hope she does it again.
Florida Statute 800.03 makes it unlawful for a person to expose his or her sexual organs in public or on the private premises of another, or so near thereto as to be seen from such private premises,
Did
in a
the guy
vulgar or
see
indecent manner.
Anything then?
Indecent exposure is a first-degree misdemeanor punishable with up to a year in jail or a $1,000 fine.
Free country.
Now, yeah. What's his face? Jim Morrison, I believe in the 70s in Miami, got arrested for whipping it out at a concert. That's
Yeah.
more of a, I guess, bad thing than if you're just pissing on somebody.
Yeah, there's some states that have even shittier like obscenity laws still, and they're like probably the most patriotic states, which is hilarious. It's hilarious.
I mean,
Is that
it's
her?
unlikely that they get signed to Rockville again.
I mean, did they make? They already made the money off the
Yeah.
tickets, and that might get more people. People might want her to pee. Like, remember when Ozzy bit the head off a bat? They were like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
it's over." And then people started bringing animals for him to bite the heads off.
Yeah, maybe people are gonna start lining up for her to pee on.
They might line up with
Dude,
like
at their
vessels
at their
to hold
next
the pee.
shows, they're gonna bring cups.
I was saying, yeah,
Yeah.
vessels, man, like a
They're-
nice vase,
How about a chalice?
a chalice, yeah. And then
Wait, what's a chalice?
it's like the thing, like a grail.
That's the thing.
It's like a
Yeah.
grail. Yeah.
Holy Grail. Maybe we should go see Brass Against. Now, people are going to be trolling, and
That's a new troll band for sure. Everyone's gonna have a "Pee on Me" shirt. That's what they should sell. They should sell merch right now of their band that says "Pee on Me."
so
Make a song that says
look
"Pee on
at
Me."
Peter Grossfield is all uptight about it. Ormond Beach resident.
His name is Grossfield, and he's all
Yeah.
about it. It's like your name's Grossfield.
I would sue whoever's responsible for letting this happen.
Oh
I
yeah,
would
Jewish.
hate to be a parent of those kids watching. What are those kids? What's going to happen to them?
So he'll just
Are
step
they
in as the
retarded
hero
now?
to
Are
sue
they
for that.
are they
family.
murderers now? Are they like sociopaths for seeing some pee?
You never know. Children's minds are apparently
They've
so
seen
moldable.
way worse stuff
Yeah.
on the internet. They've interacted with worse stuff.
Can't go on
probably
Facebook
every
and
day.
watch a beheading video. That's for sure. Back in the day.
Yikes.
Hilarious.
But
Well, it shows hilariously how
nothing
unaware
worth talking about. It was stupid. Not gonna let that tarnish a great weekend.
that guy's. I gladly
Not
make
sure that
money
would
off
have
of
happened
this.
everywhere else.
Did he say the lawyer fee that would be attached to the lawsuit that he would take?
Sorry, what?
Did that
So-
lawyer guy say the fee that he would take from suing? He's like, I'd gladly sue, for a
Oh,
fee.
I don't
What
know.
a weirdo. So you
Um,
just like step in on behalf of that family to sue that person.
No,
That's
he's
insane.
saying they should sue. That was what he's saying.
That's weird.
It started on Thursday. We had 70 check-ins. I'm going to the concert. Yeah, I mean, jeez.
Jesus Christ. Literally like
Pee.
he peed
And
on
that-
a guy who wanted pee.
Yeah, that's probably the main legal thing here is the guy seemed to want to get peed on.
It's like
So
and they could literally argue that it was part of the act. Even if
they
the
could. They'd be
bandmates
like,
disagree.
look, we're entertainers.
Yeah.
No one saw anything. They just saw a bunch of piss coming out. It was from the side angle.
Yeah, it's just like
I won't show the video.
God.
You can look it up if you want to, but I think that's
yeah.
I think that's the Big Chillin' podcast.
I think so. Big Chillin' podcast. We're still apparently stuck in the Leave It to Beaver times here in Florida. That's a conservative show in Hollywood. Back in Hollywood, when the conservatives enjoyed being manipulated by Hollywood, it was
Get to the point.
Well, they slept in separate beds.
All right,
The-
so
the
they're
husband
yeah,
and
they're
wife.
prudes.
Yeah, it was like back in the time. Well, Ben Shapiro was like, "Oh my God, Hollywood's trying to shape us," but back then they actually were trying harder. But anyway, that's the episode of the Big Chillin' Podcast. If you liked this episode of the Big Chillin' Podcast, be sure to come back and watch another one and like this video, share, and subscribe. Goodbye.
That was the Big Chillin'